Hey guys, it's me, Thomason, today, and today is the day that my review slash rant on Big Cook Little Cook for 2022 is released. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, the moment that you're waiting for is here. My review slash rant on the reboot Big Cook Little Cook came of the year of 2022. So, yes. It came out a week later. The reason why? Yeah, I was supposed to make the review slash rant on Big Cook Little Cook on the 7th of April 2025, which was last week. But apparently I didn't. Well, the reason why I didn't make the review slash rant on the reboot Big Cook Little Cook on that day is because I had to go to a dentist appointment. Yeah, I did not even have time to even record the Big Cook Little Cook in reboot review slash rant. The reason why is because the dentist appointment was supposed to be right at 4 o'clock, which that dentist appointment was actually a waste of time for me, in my opinion. And no, it's not for braces. At least I'm not getting braces. Because, in my opinion, braces on teeth is just really uncomfortable, in my opinion. It is just irritating. Because, yeah, not to mention when you wear braces, you just feel them right on your teeth. Yeah, but I only went to a dentist appointment last week for a checkup. And my dad booked an appointment for me to go to the dentist on that day. Yeah. Well, 2023, I had to go to, like, in 2023, I had flipping 5 dentist appointments in just 1 year. I'm not joking. It's because to see if I want braces or not, which I don't. Which 2023 was the worst year for appointments for me, in my opinion. I had to go to flipping 5 dentist appointments in just 1 year. It's because my dad kept booking up dentist appointments for me to see if I want braces or not. Which I don't want braces, but at least I'm not gonna have braces. Cause yeah, I went to a dentist appointment and asked if I want braces or not, and I didn't. So my teeth are completely fine. I have no issues. But I still love my dad myself, but still. Why book 5 dentist appointments in just 1 year in 2023? Yeah. So, yes. And I also went to the dentist appointment last week, and it was with my dad. Yeah. Only for a checkup. But, anyways, let's not waste 99% of this review slash rant on the reboot Big Cook Little Cook, and let's just talk about it. Shall we? Let's not waste 99.99% of the review slash rant. Let's get into it. Shall we? Enjoy. Man oh man, the reboot Big Cook Little Cook has got to be one of the worst live action TV shows that I have ever seen in my whole life. Yeah, this is a disgrace to live action shows from CBBS that were from my childhood. Yeah, the show that was so popular on CBBS that was from children's childhoods back then, Big Cook Little Cook. The classic Big Cook Little Cook was from my childhood, and I watched it when I was little. The classic Big Cook Little Cook is great. What about the reboot? The reboot is absolutely horrible in my opinion. In fact, the reboot, unlike the classic version, I know the classic version came out in 2004 and the reboot came out in 2022. So instead of Big Cook Ben and Little Cook Small, it's Big Cook Jen. And they still have the name Little Cook Small. It's like, what happened to Big Cook Ben? What's happened to Ben? It's like, seriously. And you know the cartoon characters in the cafe in the intro? They're just really ugly in my opinion. They're just really cringeworthy and annoying in my opinion. I just really don't even like it that much. Yeah, I refuse to watch the reboot Big Cook Little Cook. It's like when every time I watch CBBS and it comes on, I just switch. I just turn it off straight after the intro. I've seen the theme song and it was absolutely horrible. Those cartoon characters screaming whenever Little Cook Small, which is a female version, comes in to see Big Cook Jen. Yeah, and I'm not trying to be racist or something, but, Big Cook Jen is like, you know, I know she's a black actress, but I don't want to be going too far. I don't want to be racist in my opinion, but I know not only that she's a female, Big Cook Jen and Little Cook Small are female chefs. Yeah, I don't hate the show because the show is like the chefs are like different skin color and different gender. That's not only racist but sexist. Because I know that Big Cook Ben and Little Cook Small in the classic Big Cook Little Cook were were white actors, but yeah, I just don't want to be racist or something. Not trying to be racist. I'm trying to be kind as much as I can, but still. But I know that they have the same costume in the classic Big Cook Little Cook, same exact color, I believe. Do you think same apron? I do not know, in my opinion. I haven't watched the reboot. I refuse to watch it. There is this one episode I've seen called Gingerbread Man, and yeah, it was absolutely atrocious in my opinion. It was actually the first episode of the reboot series. Yeah, the reboot Big Cook Little Cook is like, yeah, after 18 years, they had to air a garbage live action reboot that is like a disgrace to a classic live action childhood show on CBBS. Yeah, the reboot Big Cook Little Cook is not good in my opinion. I don't even like the music in the reboot in my opinion, but the classic Big Cook Little Cook, it's amazing. Go watch the classic instead if you don't like the reboot. If you don't like the reboot Big Cook Little Cook, please don't watch it, because this is just gonna waste your time. This is just going to ruin your childhood, um, I think. Yeah, the reboot Big Cook Little Cook is just not a good show in my opinion. There's some other reboots that I don't even like. You know Thomas and Friends, right? It had a reboot back in 2021 called All Engines Go, which my opinion on All Engines Go is not good in my opinion. I flippin' hate All Engines Go. It's a horrible show and it's like a really disgrace to Thomas and Friends. Well, what about the reboot Teletubbies from 2015? Well, I am neutral to the reboot Teletubbies from 2015, because at least the reboot Teletubbies have Tinky Winky, Dipsy, Lala, and Poe, which is great. But Nunu is... I don't even like the Nunu, in my opinion, but still neutral to Teletubbies Reboot. But Nunu was a blue vacuum, and Nunu just went not purple, pink and orange. And there's no magical events in the Teletubbies Reboot. It's like they had magical events back in the classic version in 1997. And Nunu was blue then. Yeah. And what about In the Night Garden? I hope In the Night Garden doesn't get a reboot, because if it does, I hope the characters do not to look different when In the Night Garden gets a reboot. Imagine In the Night Garden getting taken off CBBS this year and then getting a reboot. That'll be so sad and a shock for the British live action TV shows that air on CBBS. It'll be a really sad day if In the Night Garden gets taken off the air and then all of a sudden that it got a reboot and the characters look different. It's like, imagine In the Night Garden coming back with a reboot. I wouldn't even watch the reboot In the Night Garden, in my opinion. Well, did My Little Pony Friendship is Magic had a reboot? I think it did, because when it went to Pony Life, I'm neutral to Pony Life, but they're the same character, but same voice actresses as well, I think. But what about Make Your Mark and Tell Your Tale? Different characters. I don't even like Make Your Mark or Tell Your Tale. The fifth generation. The fifth generation of My Little Pony is absolutely horrible, in my opinion. And the reboot of Big Cook Little Cook, right here, which I'm making a review / rant on it, is absolutely atrocious. I don't even like the reboot. And I'm sorry that I was acting a bit racist if I was talking about Big Cook Gen. I was not trying to discriminate, I was just telling a fact. Sorry about that. But Big Cook Gen and Little Cook Small. Little Cook Small's same name, but Big Cook Gen is different. Because in the classic Big Cook Little Cook, Big Cook was named Ben, the male, and then in the reboot 2022, it's Big Cook Gen. Yeah, what's the difference? The classic is B, and the reboot is J. So yes, my opinion on the reboot Big Cook Little Cook, it's absolutely atrocious. I don't even like it at all. It's like, when it comes to CGI stuff, I can see CGI background outside. CGI looks, yeah, the outside of the cafe looks CGI. Yeah. Instead of being cartoonistic, it is just CGI. And you know what else is CGI? I forgot to mention that the My Little Pony 5th generation has a movie. It is CGI. Make Your Mark is CGI, while Tell Your Tale is cartoonistic. But CGI movie of My Little Pony, which is a new generation, it is absolutely atrocious in my opinion. What about Teletubbies for 2015? I know it looks CGI as well. Probably CGI background as well. But I know Teletubbies in the classic, it was live action in the background. But the reboot was CGI. Yeah. But I know that Thomas and Friends was CGI in the newer episodes until All Engines Go was even released. Yeah. The reboot Big Cook Little Cook for 2022 is absolutely atrocious. Did you know a fact that Teletubbies had a reboot just 18 years after it first aired? And then, yeah, because Teletubbies came out in 1997, while the reboot came out 18 years later in 2015. What about Big Cook Little Cook? Big Cook Little Cook first came out in 2004, and then 18 years later, it had a reboot in 2022. Well, that was a coincidence, but what about Bob the Builder? No, Bob the Builder had a reboot in 2015, although Bob the Builder first came out in 1999. So Bob the Builder had a reboot 16 years after it first aired, after the classic first aired. But you know, if In the Night Garden gets a reboot this year, because it first came out in 2007, what if In the Night Garden gets a reboot this year in 2025? With CGI and random crap. Yeah, it will be absolutely horrible. It'll be horrible in my opinion. I wouldn't even watch the reboot In the Night Garden if it comes out like 18 years after it first aired. Yeah, In the Night Garden is lucky to still air some episodes. That is still scheduling on CBBS, but what if it gets taken off the air one day and then airs a reboot? That'll be horrible. But, you know, well, fancy that, this video. I think this is my world record for the longest video that I've uploaded. Because now, this video is like coming up to 17 minutes long. In fact, I might upload a video one day that is 20 to 30 minutes long. Yeah, so I can have plenty of time to talk about stuff. Yeah, the reboot Big Cook Little Cook is just not a good reboot in my opinion. I didn't even enjoy it. I wasn't even interested to see it. I was just not even excited. It's just horrible animation, horrible designs in my opinion. But I don't hate the show just because they should have the same design as the classic. I just don't like the designs of the reboot in my opinion. Yeah, the reboot logo is just like, it's a bit different to the classic. But yeah, I know Big Cook Jen and Little Cook Small in the reboots, they still cook. But what about the cafe? It seems like it's a cottage. It looks like a house, a cottage. In fact, the kitchen looks like a house, not even a big cafe in my opinion, or restaurant. The cafe just looks like it was just filmed at home, right at home, which is a bit lazy in my opinion, but you can still cook in a house. But what do I have to say about the reboot Big Cook Little Cook? I give it a 0 out of 10. It is horrible, terrible, and atrocious in my opinion. In fact, this is the longest review / rant so far, coming up 19 minutes long. So anyways, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye for now.